Well, good morning. It's 6:15 in the morning. We're getting ready to take the Tesla Model Y out to test it in the snow. We have just had snowpocalypse here in Dayton, Ohio, and all of the United States is freezing cold. In fact, so much so, I want to show you a little bit about what our garage looks like before we even open up the garage door, just to give you an idea of what we're dealing with. We've got a sparkly garage door. And in case you're wondering, no, it's not insulated. Why not? Because the previous owners, in their infinite wisdom, when they built this house, did not put in a insulated garage door. So let's open up the garage door, take a look outside, and see what we're dealing with from a road condition standpoint. Just for a bit of context, we have Continental All Seasons. These are OEM wheels and tires that come on the Tesla Model Y. But since this is the Performance, we had to pick up a set aftermarket. So these are the 19-inch Gemini Tesla Model Y wheels, but they should handle pretty good in the snow. They're just a typical all-season tire. So let's open up the garage door and see what the outside looks like, and then let's get on the road so you can see how the Tesla Model Y handles. We're going to talk about battery efficiency and range and everything. We've got a 37-mile ride on tap, and it's one that we do all the time, and so you'll be able to compare yesterday's drive efficiency to today's with snow, the cold, and all of those good details. Let's open the garage door and get into it. This is what we're dealing with. We've got quite a bit of snow drift in front of the house here. It looks like we've got anywhere from about 6 inches down to 2 to 3. It looks like we got about 3 inches. So it is freezing cold. It is -1 Fahrenheit. So let's get inside the car because I'm already freezing. Let's go. Okay, let's rock and roll. We've got a 37-mile drive that we're going to do here. It doesn't look like the roads have been plowed, and the driveway already has 6 inches. So let's see how the Tesla performs. And this is just stock out of the gate. Let's go. So you can hear that it is groaning, or the snow is groaning. And it looks like we've got about 6 inches, 4 to 6 inches on the road. But right now, really good traction. I think the weight of the car really helps as we're driving here. So we'll just take off and see how the Regen does. Not a lot of slipping, as less than I would expect. Come to a full stop. Let's see what accelerating is like. Quite a bit of traction loss, but the traction control for the car is kicking in. So quite a bit of snow whipping around. Waiting for the exterior temperature sensor to calibrate. So we're leaving with about 83%. We'll actually get the full stats when we look at the Tessie app, and I'll show you that at the end of the trip. But right now we've got quite a bit of hard pack. It looks like the plows have hit this once earlier in the night. But the roads are definitely not plowed. But right now, really good traction, good visibility. Quite a bit of wind is whipping around. And let's see if I just floor it. Let's see what happens. So traction control kicks in. It seems to modulate the braking pretty well. Actually, better than I expected. I expected to just let off the brakes and the car just slide, but it actually feels like it is modulating the Regen in the snow. I don't know if that's actually actual or not, or whether that's just my imagination, but I think a combination between the weight of the vehicle on the snow, the all-season tires. Right now it is pretty good. I'm going to be really interested to see what our efficiency looks like. So yesterday did this same commute, obviously no snow on the ground, and just went the speed limit. So here we're going much less than the speed limit, but I'm curious to see what impact the battery, the cold has on the battery, as well as the snow friction has on just the overall drive. But so far, really easy to drive here. See if the roads get any better as we get up on the main road here. Still quite a bit of snow drifting across the roads, -2. All right, we're just gonna let off the brakes. Again, yeah, the traction control, you can see it just modulating as we go. So I'm gonna give it a little bit of gas and just come to a stop. Yeah, you can see it. Very good to know. So it looks like the temperatures have leveled out at -7 degrees. You can feel and hear the thermal management system of the Tesla kicking in and really running to heat the batteries up and provide interior cabin temperature for the car. All right. Just got a cleanly plowed road. Looks like we're going to be going about 45 miles an hour most of the way, but let's see here. So more of the same. We will come back to you as we get further on our trip and as we get closer to our final destination. But right now, uneventful trips, temperatures -7 degrees. But rather than subject you to the rest of the trip, we will pick it up as we get closer to our final destination, and then we'll do the wrap up for our trip. Let's take a look at the stats from our Tessie app. You see our average speed was 36 miles an hour. We dropped 290 feet. We used 24% of the battery at a 55% efficiency, a whopping 481 watt hours per mile just to travel 36 miles. So that is pretty huge. Let's look at the same trip from the time before. Average speed of 52 miles an hour, so almost 20 miles an hour more, same elevation drop. But in this case, instead of using the 24%, we used 14, so 10% less. And then you see this 100% efficiency, so bang on in terms of just travel at an average of 265 watt hours per mile. So you use 220 more watt hours per mile to travel the same distance in the same trip, and you'll see the temperature was a bit warmer. Well, as you can see, it's a little bit lighter this morning. Just a quick recap. It is still -5 degrees, and the weather is pretty blistery and cold. Just a quick note on driving in the snow, and I'll kind of recap it here. Overall, the same drive that usually takes me about 10 to 11%, it took twice as much energy to drive the same exact distance. So we got 50% efficiency. As you saw, half of that was due to climate, half of that was due to just the way we were driving. Mind you, we were driving a lot slower, which is typically a lot more efficient. But I think the combination of snow and then all the other wind and environmental factors really decreased the overall efficiency of the drive. Secondly, driving in the snow with this car, this is quite possibly the best car I've ever driven in the snow. I'll just put it out there and say it. I do not have snow tires. Again, they're Continental all seasons. These are the OEM tires that come with the car. Really good. So in terms of traction control, very responsive, very easy to control and to maneuver. Really just, you point the car, you press the gas, and the computer does the rest. I think the thing that surprised me the most was the Regen. That was awesome. So it's like reverse ABS analog or traction control. So as I let off the gas and the car would start to slide, it would automatically modulate to try to capture as much as it could without losing control of the car. So overall, really impressed with the car. Great snow vehicle.
And while autopilot you can't use, or full self-driving in the snow, really good. So there you have it. That's what it's like driving in the frozen tundra. Let me know in the comments below what you think. If you like this content, give it a thumbs up and consider hitting the subscribe and notification buttons to be notified when more content comes available. Thanks so much. Hope you all are having a wonderful holidays, and we'll see you out there on the road. Make it a good one.